اللهم افتح لنا قلوبنا وألهمنا رشدنا واهدنا إلى صراطك المستقيم. أحييكم جميعا بتحية الإسلام الخالدة. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله الذي أرسل رسوله بالهدى ودين الحق ليظهره على الدين كله ولو كره المشركون. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. Muslim or Muslimah, brother and sister, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for this opportunity that you gave me. I feel that this city especially is not a strange city. I don't feel as a guest. I feel Europe as my second house, my second home, especially Utrecht. Last time I visited this city is last winter, but to visit this mosque is 2013, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, 2013. Last time I came here. So I'm really glad. I'm really glad and really grateful because this opportunity, this meeting, can gather us together again. And I can see some of our brother that I met some years ago with some new faces now. Mr. Bowor, Bimo, and then Mr. George, and some of brother and sister. Alhamdulillah. So our topic is about, our program, we call it Global Talk. So this Global Talk cannot work unless we talk in English. We cannot deliver it in Sudanese. So this purpose is actually, we want to discuss some current issue, but I want to bring this current issue from the root from the history of Islam, from the Prophet Muhammad SAW. And we also will talk about community, how to build a community, how to present Islam in modern age, in our contemporary world. There is many issues that we will talk. So we will elaborate this one by one. Today we have a problem. We have a problem of humanity crisis in many dimensions. Actually, if we compare with the situation that the Prophet Muhammad SAW faced 15th century ago, it's almost the same, or even worse. There is a scholar called, his name is Abdul Ali Al-Hassani Al-Nadwi. He wrote a very great book, ماذا خسر العالم بانحطاط المسلمين. What is the damage that we feel because Muslim decrease? He said that in the time of the Prophet Muhammad SAW, we faced Jahiliyyah. Al-Asr Jahili means the time, dark age, the dark age in Islamic history, in Arab history. It means they don't have standard of morality. Also they pray on anything. They pray to the statue, to the idols. If they don't have idol from stone, they just make it by themselves, by wood. If they don't have it, they just pray to bread. This Jahiliyyah. Also prostitution is everywhere. They exercise with riba in their economy. So this is Jahiliyyah that the Prophet Muhammad SAW faced. But when Jibril delivered the message of the Quran from Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, when he was 40 years old, suddenly in 23 years, the world has changed. 23 years is very short time for a great revolution. You know, if you are given now 5 times of election, it means 5 times multiply 4 or 5 years, 25 years, even it's not enough to change the country. It's very difficult. But these 23 years, the time of the Prophet, he changed the whole society in this 5 times of election. 23 years. How could he make it? That's the question. And how we can't make it in our world today? That's another question as well. So if we come to the root from Islam, the history of Islam, the history of the Prophet, and how he built his new community is very interesting. The first verses in the Quran is about knowledge. Iqra. Aisha radiallahu anha said, if the first verses came to us is about praying, is about ablution, is about Hajj or Umrah, maybe we will run away from Islam because it's very difficult. But the first verses in Islam is about knowledge. Islam told us how to improve our knowledge, our science, because of this. Because these verses, the first verses in Islam is about science, is how to open our mind. This is very vital in Islamic community. Iqra bismi rabbika alladhi khalaq. Khalaqal insana min 'alaq. اقرأ وربك الأكرم الذي علم بالقلم علم الإنسان ما لم يعلم. These five verses is very vital for Muslim community because why? Long time ago, before the Prophet came, Al-Arab al-Jahili, the stupid people from Arab, they always follow the old tradition, no matter what. As long as their parents, their grandparents, their great-grandparents, they did it, they will follow them. Tradition, culture, as Mr. George said some moment ago, is very influencing our life. And sometimes we don't realize it. We don't realize because we do it every day, and our parents, our brother, sister, our family do it. So we consider it as a truth without criticizing it. But the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ came with a great revolution of mind and science. So this is the first point. Every great changing, every great revolution comes from the mind. And also this is our current problem. In Muslim majority country, in Indonesia or in Egypt, in Saudi Arabia, everywhere, we don't have this freedom of mind. We are really scared of learning something new. Even, in many thousand Islamic books, you will find the book with title Islam in the West. Islam in the West. We consider West as an enemy. I'm talking here in Netherlands because it's very vital for us to understand this context. If you come to some writing in the 50s, Sayyid Qutb or many scholars in Egypt, we will always find that they put Western society as an enemy. But it's not without reason. We have a great war between Muslim and Christian in Crusade, right? Many centuries. And unfortunately, this war is between Muslim, which is in Middle East country. Today is Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Iran, and Sham, Syria, and Lebanon. But at the time, in the time of Salahuddin al-Ayyubi, they called Sham or Baghdad, Iraq. This country is Muslim majority country in the east, and their enemy are Western in the west, which is they are Crusader. This history come to our present time with some kind of grudge. Sometimes a grudge and also misunderstanding between Muslim in the East and Western country, Western community. But actually, in Islam, we don't have this kind of rivalry between East, West, North, South, because Islam is the religion of God, the religion from the sky for every citizen on the earth, for global citizen. So it means when we want to free our mind, we want to enlarge our knowledge, we want to develop our science, we can take from anywhere. You can see after about 50 years, less than 50 years, Muslim has learned so many things from Greeks, from Chinese, from many cultures. And after about 200 years, in the time of Abbasid, Dawla al-Abbasiyah, Muslim has almost translated most of Greek books. Today, if you see any historian from Arnold Toynbee or Will Durant, you will find that Western country, they learn their knowledge, their contemporary knowledge, not from Greek directly, but they learn it from Arabic. Arabs, Muslim Arab, they translate from Greek to Arabs, and some European, they translated from Arab to Latin, or to Italian, or to French. So it means this knowledge has brought us to the new era. How Muslim and Arab Jahili, in the stupid people of Arab, they become a leader in science, leader in everything. And when they learn many sciences, they don't have any problem with Western, with Eastern culture, with any culture. Because why? Because the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ has given us the rule. He said, Al-hikmatu dalatul mu'min. Aina wajadaha fahuwa ahaqqun biha. Al-hikmah, wisdom. Wisdom belongs to Muslims. So anywhere you find it, anywhere you get it, from Christian, from Buddhists, from Hindus, from Jews, from atheists, you just take it, as long as it is good, as long as it is wisdom. So, the first point that I want to deliver to you is about the space of learning. As a Muslim, we need to enlarge our space. That what is true is not only Al-Quran, Sunnah, Fiqh, Usul Fiqh, Quran, Sunnah, and Ijma. It's not only that. We can learn from anything. This is what some Usuliyun, the expert of Usul Fiqh said. Al-Urf, Maslaha Mursalah. We can take it from everywhere. This is the first point. Free our mind, we can get knowledge, wisdom from everywhere. This is the first point. The second revolution that the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ brought us is about the mentality. Arab Jahili, stupid people of Arab in the time of the Prophet, they are really, they had the inferiority complex. They didn't have confidence in front of Roman Empire or Persian Empire. They don't have this confidence. They don't proud as an Arab. But when Muhammad ﷺ came, he brought us the new conception. Al-Quran gives us this rule. Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala said in Quran, "Kuntum khayra ummatin ukhrijat linnas, ta'muruna bil ma'rufi wa tanhauna 'anil munkar wa tu'minuna billah." You are the best ummah. You are the best ummah. It means we are Muslim, the best ummah. But there is some condition. Why? Why Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala call us as the best ummah? Kuntum khayra ummatin ukhrijat linnas, ta'muruna bil ma'ruf. Because we invite people to do something good. The second, wa tanhauna 'anil munkar. We prevent people from doing something bad. And the third, wa tu'minuna billah. These three elements are what some great scholar of Muslim, great hero, great fighter of Muslim have contributed to the humanity. Ya'muruna bil ma'ruf wa yanhauna 'anil munkar wa tu'minuna billah. They make so many reformation in our life. You know, in the beginning of Dawla Abbasiyah, the main motive that encouraged Muslims to invent so many things, invent tools, medicine, chemistry, everything, is for Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. They don't just make it for getting Nobel Prize or something. No, of course there's Nobel Prize at the time. But they invent something because they want to improve their religion. They try how to calculate so many assets in zakat. In the time of the Prophet, when they get zakat, they just deliver it easily, a very simple way. In the time of Umar bin Khattab, there is so many zakat. How to calculate this? In the time of Dawla al-Umayyah, Umayyi Empire or Abbasid Empire, there are too many citizens, Muslim. How to calculate it? So they invent mathematics. They improve mathematics. Even some jokes said, the worst legacy of Muslim is Al-Jabal. They mean they hate mathematics. So it means this religion has inspired us to make some progress in our life. Not only in ibadah, not only in worship. Some Muslim, they understand about tafsir, hadith, they understand Islamic science, but they also are doctor. They understand medicine. They expert in chemistry. Even they expert in ophthalmology. Do you know the word camera? What does it come from? Where does it come from? There is a great scientist, Ibn Haytham. He invented a black box. The black box in front of Al-Azhar Mosque. And he called this black box is Al-Qumra. Because he want to take the picture of Al-Azhar Mosque through this black box. Qumra. And we call it camera today. Even some Arab, they don't understand that this camera has come from Qumra. Even they don't understand that Qumra is the origin of camera. So we have a great legacy. But I don't want to talk about how great we were in the golden age. It's not the point. The point is, Al-Quran, our holy book, has inspired Muslims around the world in many centuries to make some achievement. Great achievement for humanity. But the problem why we don't achieve so many things like our great ancestry. I will skip it. I will explain it later in the end. So after the golden age of Islam, Islamic civilization, we have Baghdad, we have Cairo, we have Cordoba, we have some cities in Andalusia. This is the best place to learn everything. Even this black suit when we have graduation, this tradition is from Andalus. where they finish memorization of Quran, 30 Jews, they use it. They wear this, a black suit. And they wear this square hat. It's to symbolize Quran, Mus'haf Quran. But we don't understand this. We think that this is from Oxford University. They take it from Islamic country. Even there is a letter from the King of England. He wrote this letter to Abdurrahman al-Thalis. Abdurrahman al-Thalis, Abdurrahman al-Nasir. He was considered the greatest Spain king, the greatest king in Spain at the time. This letter said that please accept our student, 4 students from England to study in your university. And his signature said, your obedient servant, the King of England. I cannot imagine how great we were at the time. The King of England said about himself, I am your obedient servant, to the King of Andalusia. But time passed. Time passed, and then we forget all of those things. We don't learn a lot, and then we just enjoy our life. This is the characteristic of human being. As Ibn Khaldun, one of the greatest scholars in Islam, said, our life is look like the progress of human being. We start from the beginning, baby, children, young age, old age, and then we die. So this is our civilization. We start from the very beginning, the time of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and then we continue to our youth, and then we reach our golden age, and then we forget all of this. We concern with luxury, we concern with party, building big malls, big apartment, everything, and we don't improve our sciences. In the same time, Europe, they have passed this their dark age, because they cannot learn anything. Science only monopolized by church at the time. So when they want to learn science, any science, medical, chemistry, mathematics, they need to learn Arabic as an international language at the time. So they came to Cairo, to Baghdad, to Cordoba, to Granada, to many Muslim countries. They learn that. They learn from some Muslims. They learn Arabic, they learn Islamic science, and also they learn many modern sciences. They return to their countries, and they make some progress. In short, they default to their religion because they see that it is incompatible with their discoveries. But in the end, their solution is really correct for them. Their solution is secularism. They said that if we need to make some progress, if we need to develop our life, we need to split between religion and life. So we just put our religion, their religion, not ours. We put our religion in our houses and we build our life with new sciences. Which sciences? Science that they got from Muslim countries. So they developed it. At the same time, in the time of Dawla Uthmaniyah, Ottoman Empire, we really enjoy our life. You know, even the steaming machine, actually we have invented it 100 years before the invention of steaming machine in Europe. But how did we use it? We use it to bake kebab. That's it. We didn't use it to make industry or something. We have gravitation, but we don't develop it into some concrete product. But Isaac Newton, they developed it to some concrete product after many years. That's the problem. There is a scholar. His name was Omar Talib. He said, he wrote a letter to Ottoman Empire. He said, be careful because now we are declining. In the same time, Europe are progressing. They are making so many ship, big ship. They will use this ship to conquer the world, to get anything, to get their resources. They build their life. So if you don't run, if you don't catch up, you will be left behind. But this letter was abandoned for many years, and it happened. After one century or 2 centuries, Europe has rise until now. But actually now it's not only Europe. China, Japan, Brazil, Russia, South Africa, they all also developed. But where we are now, Muslim majority country, or Muslim in particular, where are we now from this progressing? The problem is, Al-Quran that we read every day in every salat, it doesn't inspire us to make some progress. That's a problem. Of course, Al-Quran is not the book of sciences. You cannot find any formula in Quran about chemistry, about biology, no. But this Quran, the same book, has influenced Muslims many decades. Not only for praying, but also to invent mathematics, to some formula in mathematics. Al-Idrisi, he drew the map of the globe, the map of the world, in 1314. And this map, it was look like our contemporary Google map at the time. In 14th century, can you imagine how did he make it? This is Quran, inspire Muslim to make some achievement, great achievement at the time. But today, this formula which is applicable in Europe, we use it as well in our country, in Muslim majority country. We think that if we want to develop, if we want to make some progress in our life, we need to copy their formula. We split between religion and our life. When we are praying, for example, let me ask you some question. If you are praying and then in the last rak'ah, let's say you are praying Dhuhr. In the last rak'ah, I'm sorry to say that, you are farting. What will you do? Will you repeat your salat or not? You will repeat your salat, right? Never mind, it's only last rak'ah, I will continue it. No, of course. Because you believe that you are in front of God. We are in front of God, so we cannot deceive God. We must do it perfectly. But we don't feel it when we are doing some accountancy, when we are doing some report, arranging a meeting, when we are going to some conference. We don't arrive on time. We really read Quran with very in tajweed, a, I, u, Kul a'udhu bi rabbin nas with ghunna and everything, very perfect. But when we are building houses, we don't concern with this detail, like we read Quran. When we are paying zakat or something, we really concerned with 2.5%. But when we are paying tax, maybe we don't as eager as paying zakat. But this is contribution for humanity as well. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala order us to do praying on time and then to read Quran every day, we do it. But maybe we don't really care about how to take care of the environment. My opinion, who is the most caring person for environment now? Public figure. There's one man. He's really concerned with environment. Who is it? Leonardo DiCaprio. We know him. He used his popularity to protect environment. He is promoting global warming, how to prevent global warming and so on. But we don't see any leading figure from Muslim majority country or Muslims talking about this issue. That's our problem today. We need to go back to the center. This is what I call Muslim mindset. Muslim mindset is not only how to pray well on time, reading Quran every day, you are praying tahajjud every night. It's not only that. Of course, it's very vital, important, but this is just basic. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he came to the mosque, he found out there's one guy. He is called Abu Umama. He's sitting on the mosque and he said, Ya Abu Umama, ma li araka jalisan fil masjid fi ghairi waqt as-salat. Oh Abu Umama, why I see you sitting there outside praying time? Why? He said, I have a problem because I have so many debts, and there is many people want to catch me to pay the debt. The Prophet Muhammad said, if you have a problem, just go out, face the problem to the center of the world, to the center of the life, not abandoning the life. But this is our situation today. I manage some community in Bandung, and I found this terrible problem that some great men, they are businessmen, politicians, or maybe they are a lecturer, professional in many fields. When they want to learn Islam, they come to some mosque. They learn Islam. We call it pengajian. They learn Islam, they read Quran, they learn how to read Quran, and then they attend to this pengajian every week. And suddenly, after 6 months or maybe after 1 year, they just leave their career because I want to concentrate to my God. This is really our problem. Businessmen, they have some business, they own some bank, and then I'm afraid that all of this is riba, so they just leave it. We don't think that we must convert this bank into more Sharia bank. Don't leave it. I met a guy. After I talk about multimedia and da'wah, how to promote Islam in many ways, one of them is by animation. He said, Ustaz, I'm the expert in animation. I teach animation. But one day I learned from some Ustaz about how Islam forbid pictures. So I just leave it. I don't teach anymore, I just leave animation. So what are you doing now? Yeah, I just teach Quran and something. This is wrong. You must continue your animation. You must use this skill to promote Islam in many ways. This is the wrong understanding of Islam. We're just abandoning our life. We are abandoning the center of our struggle to the periphery. Because we think that we are defending God. That's the problem, our contemporary problem. So what are the solutions? This is what I propose. We need to re-understand the spirit of Quran. Of course, we are not the expert of Quran. We are not mufassir. Mufassir is someone who really understands Quran. They can interpret Quran with their Islamic knowledge. We are not mufassir. But Quran was meant not only for Muslim scholar, specialists, but for all of us, for any Muslim. Allah has given us Quran with the easiest way. If you try to compare Quran with Hadith, with any Arabic text, it's very different. If you understand Arabic, you cannot read Hadith or any text, Arabic text, like we read Quran. We can get the meaning, the spirit easily in Quran. We must re-understand Quran in many dimensions. For example, in Quran we have 1/3, about 33%. Quran is talking about history, about the people in Samud, Pharaoh, about An, about Dhul Qarnayn, about Luqman al-Hakim, about history. Why it takes so many portions? Because Al-Quran wants to enlarge our knowledge, our space, about the world, about civilization. But we don't learn about this. We need to analyze Quran from many dimensions. So that's why in Bandung, I try to make, in my country, to make some program in mosque, in university, in many community. Learning Quran with specific dimension. Quran in psychological perspective. What is the concept of Quran for teaching children from 0 to 5 years old? What is the concept of Quran to build relationship between men and women? What is the concept of Quran to solve economical crisis? We don't have like a Keynesian concept or something in Quran, no. But we have the principle how to deliver our wealth. We have the principle how to distribute our wealth. How to interpret this principle is up to us. We have in Quran, وَأَمْرُهُمْ شُورَى بَيْنَهُمْ. If you deal with your problem, you must deal it with shura. Shura is participation. But in Muslim majority country, we don't use shura. We use monarchy. Iron hand. It's paradox. We have Quran, which order us, which advise us to do shura. But this principle is implemented in Europe. That's a paradox. And some Muslims, they said that this democracy is haram because it comes from the West. This is what I said before. We have this grudge from history that West is our enemy. We must change this mind. We must change this mindset. If we think that West is our enemy, it means Islam is the religion of East, right? If we think that East, China, is our enemy, it means that we see that Islam is the religion of non-Chinese. This is our mindset. That's the problem. I just call racist Muslim. Racist Muslim. Islam is the religion of sky for any people in the earth, on the earth. So Islam for Western, for Eastern, for North, for South, for anybody. Rasulullah SAW said, "Sayablugu hada dinu ma balughul laylu wan nahar." This religion will spread out to the world like we see night and days. This is the first point. We need to understand Quran from many dimensions, from many perspectives. The question is, do we get it? That's the problem. We don't get it. We don't get this subject, this study, unless if we study in Islamic studies on a specific major, like you did. You studied doctoral degree in Islamic studies, right? You will understand a lot about this. But how do we find in public speech in the mosque? How do we find this course? We don't find it a lot. We will find, if you want to find how to understand Tawhid, we will find it everywhere, even in YouTube. If you want to understand how to purify our heart, you can find it easily in any languages. Understanding Hadith, you can find it easily. Quran, but to understand how to build personality for extrovert, for introvert people, based on Quranic perspective, we don't find it. Actually, this is our obligation, how to elaborate Quran from many dimensions. I don't pretend that I understand everything. I just know Quran from perspective of da'wah and politics in some extent. I studied politics in Manchester. My bachelor degree I studied da'wah, Islamic call. My first master degree I studied philosophy, Islamic philosophy, and my second master I studied politics. So I cannot talk as a Muslim scholar. I cannot talk Quranic perspective, sociological perspective in Quran. I cannot talk about that. I'm not the expert. We need to be humble. We don't understand everything about Quran. So that's why we need a teamwork to understand Quran together with many specialities. I'm sure that you study natural science, right? Technology, telecommunication, or something. Can you develop the concept of Quran for communication? I cannot do it, but you can. What do you study, sir?
Urban planning.
Huh?
Urban planning.
Urban planning. What is the concept of Quran about space? We don't have it. Do you know? If I ask you a question, what is your opinion about Islamic architecture? What thing that crossed your mind when you heard Islamic architecture?
Mosque.
Mosque, calligraphy, right? Arabic writing. It's really minor, simple. It's not only about calligraphy or mosque. How Muslim build a good environment? You make a building, but this building will engage society. You know, one of our social problem in modern world, especially in Western civilization, we don't communicate a lot. We don't understand. We don't know our neighbor. Rasulullah SAW said that, "Man kana yu'minu billahi wal yawmil akhir falyukrim jarahu." If you believe to God and to the day of judgment, you must respect your neighbor. How do we respect? We don't know them. Because what? Because this architecture, this urban planning that we made by our hand in our world, prevent us from communication. We as Muslims, we need to contribute in this field. How to build a city, build a country, build a community that can meet each other. Not only in praying. I don't know, I'm not an architect. But you do. Urban planner, biologist, expert in chemistry, in many fields. You must think how Quran want me to contribute to humanity. This is our task today, ladies and gentlemen. How to understand Quran from many perspectives, from various perspectives, and how to implement Quran in our life as a Muslim. We need to make many channels for different type of age, different generation, different hobby, different preference. We make animation, graphic, and everything. This is da'wah in our modern world, in Zaman now. We need to invent. We cannot just deliver Islam by speech, by khutbah, by conventional way like this. You need to see how do they want the teenager, the people, the young generation. So that's why in this model community we make different programs. And I also suggest that when we want to make this community in Utrecht or in many cities in Europe, we need to implement our professionality in our work to the Islamic community. Sometimes it's strange for me. We are really professional when we are working in a bank, professional when we are working in the European company. When we return to our mosque and we gather together, our plate is not as clean as in bank, or our time management is not as strict as a bus driver in Netherlands. What's the problem? The problem is sometimes we don't bring this professionality to our life, to our religion. That's the problem. So, without our consciousness, we use some kind of secularism in our life as a Muslim. When we are doing something outside, we do it pretty well. But when we are building our community, our Muslim community, we just do it with our, our last energy, our last effort. So inshallah, step by step, we must make our community better, to learn Islam together. For example, in my community, we make the standard pre-event, on the event, and after the event. Before the event, we make very good publication, teaser, and so on. We make preparation for the event. On the event, we provide very good camera, with very good audio, microphone, with good lighting, and so on. And then after the event, we edit this. We make it, we produce the video. We split the video, 1 hour video, into 5 or 6 sections, because I understand that you don't have a lot of data, right, in your mobile. So we must split it. This is how we manage, just some example how we manage our community. If we want to spread out Islam to the world, we must understand our life today. We cannot use our conventional way. We must be creative in our approach to implement Islam in our society. I think this is for the beginning, as an introduction, very, very long introduction. Please, I welcome you for asking some question or criticizing me. It's okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.